What if I told you that a coin that looks almost worthless at first glance can still have a fascinating story behind it? Today, we are investigating a 2007 South African 5 cents coin, and there are several details on this tiny coin that many people completely overlook. Welcome back to Old Coins Explorer, the channel where we explore old coins, world coins, unusual varieties, history, and real collector information. This particular coin comes from South Africa and carries the date 2007, making it almost 2 decades old. But the biggest question is not simply how old this coin is. The real question is whether this specific 2007 issue is rare, valuable, or simply a normal circulation coin. On one side, we can see the South African coat of arms, the year 2007, and the country's name written as Suid-Afrika. On the other side, we can see the large 5C denomination together with a blue crane, one of the beautiful birds associated with South Africa. So stay with me, because in this video we are going to uncover its denomination, country, design, metal, weight, diameter, mintage, catalog number, rarity, condition, and realistic collector value. And most importantly, by the end of this video, you will know whether this 2007 South African 5 cents coin is actually a hidden treasure or simply an interesting piece of everyday coinage. Country, currency, and basic identification. The coin we are examining is a 5 cents coin from South Africa, officially part of the South African rand currency system. The denomination is written as 5C, which means 5 cents, or 0.05 South African rand. This is a standard circulation coin rather than a precious metal commemorative coin. Numismatic references identify the 2007 issue as KM340, which is an important catalog reference for collectors. The coin belongs to the Modern Republic of South Africa series and was intended for ordinary circulation. The date 2007 appears clearly on the coat of arms side of the coin. The country's name appears as Suid-Afrika, which is Afrikaans for South Africa. The coin also carries the South African national motto, KE/0//KE, a distinctive inscription that appears on the country's coat of arms. According to catalog information, this exact 2007 issue is a recognized and documented South African 5 cents type, so there is no mystery about the basic identity of the coin. That is an important point because online videos sometimes describe ordinary foreign coins as unidentified or extremely rare when official catalog references already provide their basic specifications. The obverse and South African coat of arms. Let's now look closely at the first side of the coin shown in the photographs. The central feature is the coat of arms of South Africa, which gives this side a very official and national appearance. Above the shield is the secretary bird, a distinctive African bird that forms part of South Africa's national coat of arms. The coat of arms also contains a shield and other symbolic elements representing the country's history and national identity. Around the central design is the country's name, with Suid-Afrika visible on the coin. The date 2007 is positioned above the coat of arms and is one of the easiest ways to identify the particular year of this issue. The inscription KE/0//KE is also associated with the national coat of arms and is written in the language of the /Xam people. The motto is generally translated along the lines of "people who are different come together," expressing unity among diverse people. At the bottom of the design, the initials ALS identify the engraver Arthur Sutherland. Therefore, this side of the coin is much more than just a date and a national symbol. It combines South African identity, language, heraldry, and the work of the coin's designer into one small piece of metal. The reverse and the blue crane. Now let's turn to the other side, which is perhaps the most visually attractive part of this 2007 coin. The reverse features a blue crane, a graceful bird that is strongly associated with South Africa. The bird is shown in a standing or natural pose, occupying a large portion of the reverse design. Next to the bird is the large denomination 5C, immediately telling the user that this is a 5 cent coin. The design is relatively simple compared with the detailed coat of arms on the opposite side. This simplicity was useful for a circulation coin because the denomination could be recognized quickly in everyday transactions. The initials GJR appear on the design and identify the engraver Gert Richards. The blue crane gives this small denomination a distinctly South African character and connects the coin to the country's wildlife heritage. This wildlife theme is one of the reasons South African circulation coins are interesting to collectors, because different denominations have featured distinctive national animals and birds. So when you look at this coin, remember that the blue crane is not merely decorative artwork. It is an intentional representation of South African natural heritage placed directly onto the country's circulating money. Metal, weight, size, and edge. Now let's discuss the technical specifications, because serious collectors always look beyond the pictures. The 2007 South African 5-cent coin is made from copper-plated steel rather than solid copper or silver. Its cataloged weight is approximately 4.5 grams. The diameter is approximately 21 millimeters, giving it a relatively small size compared with larger South African denominations. Its thickness is approximately 1.9 millimeters, although some references give a slightly different measurement because of measurement methods and tolerances. The coin is round in shape, as you can clearly see from the photographs. Its edge is described as plain or smooth, rather than reeded with grooves. The coin uses metal alignment, meaning the two sides are oriented in the same vertical direction when properly flipped. These technical details are extremely useful when authenticating a coin because weight, diameter, composition, and edge characteristics can help identify whether an example matches the documented type. So if you have a 2007 South African 5-cent coin at home, putting it on a precise digital scale and measuring its diameter can be a useful first step in checking whether it matches the standard specifications. Mintage and the big rarity question. Now we come to one of the most important questions for collectors. How many of these coins were made? According to catalog information, the 2007 South African 5-cent issue had a reported mintage of approximately 653,408,000 pieces. That is more than 600 million coins, which is an enormous production number for a small circulation denomination. The South African Mint's own published production information also documents large quantities of South African circulation coins during this period. A mintage of this size tells us something extremely important about rarity. This is not a coin that should automatically be called rare simply because it is from 2007 or because it is from another country. Millions of examples were produced for normal circulation, so ordinary circulated specimens are generally readily collectible. However, mintage is only one part of the story because errors, unusual varieties, exceptional condition, and mint state examples can sometimes attract additional collector interest. The coin in your photographs shows noticeable circulation wear, so it does not appear to be a pristine, untouched mint state example. Therefore, the most responsible conclusion is that the standard 2007 issue is a common circulation coin rather than a confirmed rare coin, although unusual varieties should always be checked separately. Is the 2007 coin actually valuable? And now we arrive at the question that makes coin videos go viral. What is this coin actually worth? The answer may surprise some viewers because being old does not automatically make a coin expensive. The 2007 South African 5-cent coin has a face value of 0.05 rand, and its normal collector value is generally modest. Namista's indicative values for this issue range from roughly 17 cents in lower circulated grades to around 49 cents in uncirculated condition, although these figures are catalog-style indications and should not be treated as guaranteed selling prices. Actual market prices can vary depending on condition, buyer demand, location, and whether the coin has an unusual error or variety. The coin shown in your photographs appears circulated, with visible wear across the coat of arms and the blue crane design. That means it would generally not receive the premium associated with a genuinely uncirculated or professionally graded specimen. The most important thing is not to confuse an online asking price with an actual completed sale price. Some internet sellers may list ordinary coins for extremely high amounts, but a high listing price does not prove that collectors are actually paying that amount. So if someone tells you that every 2007 South African 5-cent coin is worth hundreds or thousands of dollars, you should be extremely cautious and ask for credible sales evidence. Errors, varieties, and what collectors should check. Although the normal coin is common, collectors should still inspect it carefully for genuine mint errors and unusual varieties. The first thing to examine is the date 2007, looking for signs of doubling, unusual shapes, or damage around the digits. Next, inspect the lettering such as Suid Africa, because genuine double die or striking varieties can sometimes affect lettering. The coat of arms should also be examined under magnification for unusual doubling, die cracks, missing details, or other minting anomalies. On the reverse, carefully inspect the 5C, the blue crane, and the initials GJR. However, ordinary scratches, dents, flattening, machine doubling, corrosion, and post-mint damage should not automatically be described as valuable errors. A true mint error generally needs to be distinguished from damage that happened after the coin left the mint. This is why photographs taken with strong natural lighting and a macro lens can be extremely helpful. If you believe your coin has an unusual error, comparing it with confirmed examples and having it examined by an experienced numismatist is much safer than relying on viral social media claims. So the real collector lesson here is simple. Do not look only at the date. Inspect the entire coin for condition, variety, minting characteristics, and authenticity. Final verdict, collector advice, and closing. So, after examining the photographs and comparing the coin with established numismatic references, we can give a much more realistic final verdict. This is a genuine-looking 2007 South African 5-cent circulation coin, catalogued as KM340. It is made from copper-plated steel, weighs about 4.5 grams, measures approximately 21 millimeters, and has a plain edge. One side features the South African coat of arms, the 2007 date, Suid Africa, and the national motto, while the other features a blue crane and the 5C denomination. Its reported mintage of about 653.4 million pieces means the normal issue is not considered rare simply because of its date. The example shown here has circulated and displays noticeable wear, so its value should remain modest unless a genuine error or unusual variety is discovered. The important thing is that this coin still has historical and educational value, even if it is not a high-priced rarity. For collectors, coins like this are valuable because they document the everyday monetary history, national symbols, language, wildlife, and craftsmanship of South Africa. So before throwing an old foreign coin into a drawer or assuming it is worthless, always check its date, denomination, design, composition, condition, mintage, and possible varieties. And if you enjoyed this investigation, don't forget to subscribe to Old Coins Explorer, because here we don't just look at old coins. We investigate the real stories and real facts behind them.